Last summer was a very busy one for Barcelona. Antoine Griezmann had finally joined the Blaugrana after years of being linked with a switch to Camp Nou. The Frenchman always wanted to link up with Lionel Messi and company, but for one reason or another, he ended up staying with Atletico. During the same transfer window, we heard a lot of rumours about Neymar wanting to return to his old stomping ground. Barcelona were indeed eager to devise a strategy to arrange for the Brazilian's second coming. However, Neymar ended up staying put at Paris Saint-Germain, and for the foreseeable future, it isn't likely that he'll be returning anytime soon. During his early days in Spain, Neymar was part of the fabled MSN trio, with Messi and Luis Suarez the other two men who struck fear into the hearts of their opponents. Sadly though, this trio broke apart when Neymar decided to sign for PSG for €222 million. The Brazilian was offered astronomical wages by the cash-laden French outfit and was also offered a chance to be the main man of the club. Since leaving Camp Nou, Neymar has helped the Parisians to 3 Ligue 1 titles, 2 French Cups, 2 League Cups and 2 French Super Cups. Moreover, Neymar also played a huge role in guiding the French Giants to the final of this year's UEFA Champions League, where they lost to Bayern Munich. While a lot of people were critical of Neymar's decision to leave a settled role and life at Barcelona for a new project, truth be told, this was going to happen one way or another. Neymar arrived at Camp Nou as a player touted as the next big thing in the game, and a player who'd also win multiple Ballon d'Or awards. Even during his learning years at Santos, Neymar was earmarked for success. Everyone knew that the young forward had an amazing future ahead of him, and that's why it made sense to see Barcelona and Real Madrid fight out for his signature. That's why it was a huge thing for Barcelona when they signed the Brazilian in 2013. The young forward was the heir apparent to Lionel Messi, and was never supposed to leave the club, especially when the Argentine was in such great form. Unfortunately though, it became clear that Neymar's aspirations of winning the coveted Ballon d'Or was never going to happen as long as he kept playing second fiddle to the greatest player in the club's illustrious history. It was a similar frustration that drove Alexis Sanchez out of Camp Nou and ended up signing for Arsenal. Neymar wanted more than to just be a loyal sidekick, willing to stay silent behind Messi's larger-than-life shadow. The Brazilian was meant for big things, and he'd realised that he would never ever be considered as a great if he continued playing second fiddle to Messi. This is why when PSG came calling, the forward's representatives were very eager to quickly wrap things up and give their client a better chance of winning individual accolades. Sadly though, Neymar is as far away from winning the award as he was when he was at Camp Nou. He's won quite a lot for Les Parisiens in recent years, but individual glory continues to elude him. Nonetheless, Neymar did not actually leave the club on great terms either. The Brazilian was reportedly due €6.7 million in loyalty bonuses after he signed a contract extension with the club back in October 2016. So once PSG activated his buyout clause and the player joined PSG, Neymar claimed that him and his father were owed around €44 million and sued Barcelona. But hey, it wasn't a very straightforward issue either. When we talk about Barcelona these days, we're talking about a regular soap opera. La Blaugrana are not great at giving back financially or morally, so they in return sued Neymar for a £7.8 million over an alleged contract breach. Barcelona decided to take these actions in defence of their interests, after a unilateral termination of contract urged by Neymar Jr. a few months after signing the renewal until the end of the year 2021, a statement read. Neymar was actually surprised by this decision and told media through his representatives that he's not going to give in. Things took a worse turn when Barcelona passed their complaint to the Spanish Football Federation and even demanded PSG to subsidise it if Neymar was unable to take responsibility for his actions. If you ask us, that was a low blow, and the next day PSG released a statement expressing their shock at Barcelona's actions against their marquee signing. Paris Saint-Germain was surprised to learn of FC Barcelona's statement today announcing the start of legal proceedings in Spain against its former player Neymar Jr., and indicating that should Neymar Jr. fail to pay the monies claimed by his former club, Paris Saint-Germain will be held responsible to pay the outstanding sum, read a club statement. Paris Saint-Germain reiterates that, like Neymar Jr., it has always respected all applicable laws and rules in its dealings and once again regrets the attitude of FC Barcelona. Since then, there have been a lot of rumours linking the player with a return to Spain. Neymar did seem weary of playing in Ligue 1, where he's struggled with constant injury worries. The French league can be very physical, and a player like Neymar was naturally going to be targeted. The 27-year-old is a technically gifted player and does some truly outrageous things on the pitch. Sometimes he does tend to get ahead of himself. Extensive showboating has caused Neymar some trouble in the past. This was the reason why Neymar wanted to return to Barcelona. While he was indulged by Nasser Al-Khelaifi and was allowed a lot of privileges, Neymar was definitely not happy at PSG and craved a return to Barcelona. He missed playing with Messi and Luis Suarez and was reportedly regretting his decision to leave the Spanish giants in the first place. Therefore, it came as no surprise when it was leaked into the media that Neymar wanted to leave Parc des Princes. Barcelona were eager to conclude a deal, and Messi was allegedly promised by Josep Maria Bartomeu that he will be reunited with Neymar. Unfortunately, Barcelona's strategy was not entirely flawless. They did manage to bring Antoine Griezmann from Atletico, but they ended up having insufficient funds to make a move for Neymar. This is why the idea was dropped, and that was perhaps the start of the club's downfall. Griezmann struggled in his first season at the club and eventually lost his place from the starting lineup. The France international has been unable to replicate the form that made him one of the most exciting forwards in the game. However, that isn't necessarily the player's fault. With Messi at the club, it's hard to see any other player being able to play to his strengths. First it was Sanchez who suffered, then it was Neymar, and today it's Griezmann. Want to know how we never miss a match? With Fubo TV, you can stream any game, anytime, anywhere. Use our link in the description to start for free and watch your favourite teams live. It seems that playing with Messi can only be possible if a player is willing to be a supporting cast. This is why David Villa thrived while others struggled. Regardless, it would have been great for Barcelona had Neymar returned to the club. But as things stand, there are certain reasons why Neymar might never return to his first European club. Bad history. As we've said before, Neymar's court issues with Barcelona mean that there's still some bad blood between the player and the boardroom. Even though Neymar eventually decided to forget about the court case when it became clear that his old club wanted to fix things, there are certain issues at the club that would now make Neymar think twice before considering trying for a move again. The Messi dilemma. While it's becoming quite evident that this could be Messi's last season at the club, the chances of Neymar returning aren't going up anytime soon. The club is in transition, there's a new sheriff in town, Ronald Koeman of course, and the club has a lot of political issues at hand. Bartomeu has become one of the most hated figures within the club, and Messi has continued criticising the club every time he has a platform to do so. Moreover, the treatment of Luis Suarez, a player both Neymar and Messi are close to, has left the player less than impressed. The Uruguayan wanted to stay at Camp Nou but was forced out of the club. Messi took issue with that and lashed out at the club's lack of respect for one of the all-time greats in an Instagram post. Neymar famously liked Messi's post and agreed with what the Argentine had to say. Suarez is now at Atletico Madrid and has made a great start to life under Diego Simeone. Seeing the treatment of one of the club's leading goal scorers is bound to have a bearing on what Neymar wants to do once he decides to leave PSG again. A move to Barcelona seems off also due to the club's financial issues. Recently, Barcelona reported a loss of €200 million in earnings due to the current financial situation. They were forced to let go of many star players this summer before they could even consider making a move for new ones. Of course, they aren't going down or anything, but Barcelona are no longer the financial behemoth they were and are now treading carefully. UEFA has seemingly started coming down hard on teams that are spending money irresponsibly, so Barcelona simply can't afford to be on the wrong side of the financial fair play regulations. The sort of money Neymar is making at PSG, he would not be able to make if he decided to return to the club anyway. At present, there aren't too many clubs out there that can afford him. Manchester City definitely have the funds to make such a move, but it remains to be seen if Pep Guardiola would be willing to go for such a massive outlay for Neymar and risk creating issues within the dressing room. Moreover, PSG have shown that they're heading in the right direction. Although it took them some time to get really close to lifting the Champions League title, the capital club are growing in stature and the current crop of players is getting better with each passing hurdle. Keeping these things in mind, Neymar is aware that it's in his best interests to stay at Parc des Princes for the time being, and maybe once the financial climate becomes less testing than it is at present, the Brazilian might have a chance to return to Barcelona. However, for that to happen, Barcelona really have to do more, both on the pitch and off it.